Well, get those life vests zipped and clipped, strap down those rods, and stow away those tackle bags because we are going fishing. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bass to Anglers podcast. I'm your host, Keith Niswanger, and I hope this episode finds you with 5 for 25 in your live well. Shh. I don't want anyone else getting DQ'd. What in the world is wrong with professional bass fishing? This ridiculous no information rule and its various interpretations is making a mockery out of the sport that we all love so much. Now we're getting word that the NPFL has disqualified angler Skeeter Crosby on the final day of the Santee Cooper event because he asked a camera operator how his buddy was doing in the event. This apparently violates the NPFL's no information rule that states, the purchasing of, solicitation of, or bartering for information about locating or catching fish on tournament waters is not permitted. This includes receiving information from any person that is a non-contestant. The NPFL was very complimentary of Crosby, stating that Skeeter handled the incident very professionally. Well, I say this is a big steaming pile of bullshit. Oops. Now I sound like a congressional Democrat. But it's a disgrace that our sport has come to this. We stick cameras in boats, mic up anglers, create all this exposure, and then we micromanage the words that a guy says in the heat of a moment during competition. Did Crosby attempt to purchase information? No. Did Crosby attempt to barter information? No. Did he attempt to solicit information? No, he really didn't. I blame the organization for having rules that prohibit common sense conversations. The no information rules that exist on all 3 major tours are there because anglers will do just about anything to gain an advantage. In the old days, that might mean hiring a guide to take a pro out on the lake before a big event. Today, it might mean making a deal to purchase some waypoints from somebody else. But those rules are not in place to outlaw idle dock talk or banter at a gas station. It's ridiculous that it has come to this. Still, as long as anglers are willing to push up against that fine line between honesty and cheating, you're going to need rules and you're going to need enforcement. It's just a shame. Camus Boats, from the mind of Earl Bentz. Excellence, tradition, and service, all part of the Camus advantage. On the water perfection. This is your next boat. Build your next boat at camusboats.com. Ducket Fishing, pro-driven rods, reels, and baits. The choice of champions. Check out ducketfishing.com to see what everybody's talking about. Ducket Fishing, pro-driven. Special shout out to Randy Blockett. He always includes a promo code in his videos. I just used Randy's Tackle Warehouse promo code to save 15% on my new Mega Live 2 forward-facing sonar unit. I'll be scoping and roping in no time. Thanks again, Randy.
Get her done.
I'm going to get a little Carl Sagan on you right now. The universe is made up of billions of stars, just like our sun. Many of these stars have their own assortment of planets that are held in orbit by gravitational pull. Too much science? Sorry about that. Well, the bass fishing universe is similar. Of course, it's much smaller. But looking around the bass fishing universe, we see that there are obviously key centers across the country. Lake Okeechobee in Florida, Lake Guntersville in Alabama, and the list goes on and on. Whichever region that you fish in across the country, there is a cultural center, a sun, a star, if you will. I mentioned Lake Guntersville. Obviously, it's a destination that many anglers flock to every weekend. At the center of the Lake Guntersville community is Guntersville Tackle and Outdoors, otherwise known as GTO. It's right there on the edge of the lake, and it is a place literally where everybody stops in before they go on the water, after they get on the water, during the week when they're thinking about going on the water, and so on. In the West, we have Phil's Propeller up at Lake Shasta. We have Clear Lake Bait and Tackle at Clear Lake. We have the Bass Hole on the Delta. These are all cultural centers, not just tackle shops, but cultural centers where anglers tend to orbit around. In Arizona, the center of the bass fishing solar system is Copperstate Tackle and Marine. Today, David Lewis of Copperstate Tackle and Marine joins us on the Bass Wranglers podcast. Good afternoon, David.
Hey Keith, how you doing?
I'm doing really good. Thanks for being with us today. When I think about Copperstate Tackle and Marine, the few times that I've been there, I've actually been there several times.
Yeah.
It's much more than a tackle shop. I don't know, when I think about your shop, I think about cultural center, fishing cultural center of Arizona. How did Copperstate get to this point? Give us the story.
Well, the we're still trying to figure out the exact magic sauce, I guess you would call it. But I mean, the biggest thing is, we started small. It was just me, my brothers, and Will, our manager. And then literally that same week, we got Tate, which most everybody knows Tate. He's on most of our videos. He's kind of the face of Copper State, but we started with some amazing staff that, understood what we were trying to do, what we were trying to build, and kind of bought in. And in the beginning, it was just pretty much us three, and my brother's kind of helping in the background. And it just grew from there. And just, the Arizona fishing community in general has been huge support from the beginning. Like the first day we opened up, we put some stuff on social media, so we were having a grand opening. Nobody really knew who we were, and we still had a line out the door around the building from the first day. So fishing in our area, we needed something. There's nothing this side of the valley, so we needed something. And just I grew up in this area, and the only tackle shop we really had was a Big Five, which not really a tackle shop. So that's why we put the tackle shop here, and it just did great. And the community's embraced us, and we're a large part of the fishing community. We sponsor a lot of tournaments, a lot of urban stuff. We do a lot of seminars, and yeah, I don't know. The community's just embraced us, and now we ship worldwide, but we send packages to Australia, New York, Florida, all over the place, and just the fishing community worldwide has really accepted us.
Yeah, and I've been to a couple of grand openings that you guys have put on, and the line outside the store is always amazing.
Yeah.
Um, I like, again, I don't think of you guys as a normal tackle shop. It's so much more. I kind of think of you guys as maybe the star in the center of a solar system that is Arizona fishing. Everything tends to orbit around it. You kind of hit on it a little bit, but your staff is incredible. Every one of those people that I have met is not just a top-notch angler and knows their stuff, but also just a great person to be around, full of information, always willing to share. Um, how do you kind of view your position there in Arizona? I mean, do you feel like the center of a solar system?
No, I mean, we get told things similar to that a lot. We're just trying to, provide the best service we can for our customers. Get them what they want, get them what they need, not necessarily more than they need. So, we don't try to push expensive products on customers, but we do have all that high end JDM and high end equipment that a lot of fishermen do want. But I don't know, I wouldn't say I don't we have a lot of tackle shops that came before us that are still going, that have done an amazing job. I remember when I was young going into Liar's Corner, that's been open for a long time, and it was a small shop. You know, if you get 5 people, 6 people in there, it was hard to walk around, but it was just jam-packed of product. And they always seemed to have exactly what I needed. You know, Richard, his dad started it, and then Richard ran it with Goldie, his wife, after that, and they just did an amazing job. So I kind of took things that I remembered from being young and getting older that they always did really great. And then we have, you know, obviously another amazing tackle shop in the valley with the hookup tackle that specializes in JDM tackle, and they've always killed it on the social media and just had tons of hard to find things. So we you know, try to take from that. And then of course Phoenix Fishing would be like the other really great tackle shop that we have in the valley with Gowdy. And anytime you go in there, you're always going to be greeted with a smile. Sometimes they'll feed you. They got food going on the front counter, and just really friendly, and give you tons of help with anything you need to get set up. So I think, you know, with those shops coming before us and doing such a great job on those things, we try to take those ideas and run with them and kind of be all of that in one shop. So I don't think that everything orbits around us. I think that you know, those shops have set a great precedence for us, and we've just, you know, tried to learn and do what we do in our Copper State style. So I wouldn't say it gravitates around us, but we do a lot of people like us a lot. I guess the best way to say that.
Let me just tell you that as a tackle rep for Duckett, the first
Hmm.
time I walked into your store, I was blown away because here's a store that is floor to ceiling bass fishing, and as a bass angler, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is the most incredible thing. And I'll tell you what, there's really only one store I've been into that I had that experience with when I walked into it, and that is Guntersville Lakeside Tackle. And I mean, to be revered in the same breath as Guntersville Tackle and Outdoor Lakefront, that's a pretty impressive shop. And like I said, I've only had that feeling one other time when I walked into your shop. I'm like, wow, this is the Mecca right here.
I appreciate that. I
Uh,
appreciate that, Keith. We're trying, ever growing and expanding, that's for sure.
Well, I tell you that now the online sales I know is a big part of your business,
Hmm.
I'm again going to come out and say this. I've ordered a few things from your online, and I want to know how you get things shipped so quickly because I receive my orders consistently faster than anywhere else, including Tackle Warehouse. I said it. I guess that kind of probably cost me Tackle Warehouse ever working with us, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, so it goes back to having amazing staff. We've kind of reshuffled things the past couple months because as we've grown, you know, a lot of people haven't seen our shop. So our first original shop was a very small 2,000 square foot shop that we jam packed with, you know, we had a couple $1 million worth of product in that store, and then the connexes behind it, which was amazing. We outgrew it. Shipping was sometimes a challenge because we'd have to go between the store and the back and get everything going and get it out. And that slowed us down. So we knew we needed to expand. So we were able to take over right next door. We shared the same wall with a grocery store, a smaller grocery store, and they decided to retire. So we took that building over, and that's in, you know, the end of June. We made that all of our retail, and our old store became all of our back stock and just shipping. And that has created an opportunity for us to get our back stock even more organized. And made it a lot easier for us to ship faster. And then in the past couple of months, we kind of restructured who was shipping and how we were doing everything. So we have a shipping manager now named Ashley, um, who her boyfriend happens to be Tate. So she knows tons about fishing and knows all the product. And she comes in early before anybody even gets there and starts shipping out all of our products. So by the time we actually open the store, we'll have, a quarter to half of all of our shipments already packed up, which makes it easier because there's no one in the shop other than her and an assistant, and they knock it out. So that's been huge. But shipping is very important to us because we're all fishermen at the tackle shop. So we understand when we buy it, we wanted it yesterday. So
Yep.
we do our best to get it out as fast as possible. And then, we partner with UPS, and UPS does a lot of things great. And one of those things is getting packages to our customers pretty fast.
Well, thank you, Ashley. I
Yeah.
speak for the fishing community. We appreciate it. I mean, to me, that's what separates online dealers is how quick products can get there. And I've just been super impressed with the speed that I get my things whenever I order from Copper State. Now,
Typically we ship same day or next, even during, and that's what's really changed when we were able to expand our store and have a huge backstock area. That's what before during big sales, because we like to have a lot of nice sales to help out the community and move some product out. We would get backed up. Sometimes we even got backed up, a week, 2 weeks just trying to get everything out. And now, even with big sales, we're still shipping same day or next. Very rarely that it's ever going to sit with us for 2 days. It's going to typically get out just as quick as it came in.
I would imagine with the online sales that there's going to come a point where the online begins to rival the walk-in traffic. Has that happened yet, or is it a ways off?
It hasn't happened yet. When we did the expansion of the store at the end of June, it allowed us to put 2/3 of our product out on the showroom floor, which before it was about a third. Now we have about 2/3 or maybe a little bit more out on the floor. And so that's increased our walk-in traffic even more, which has been amazing. The fishing community in Arizona has really supported us, and we appreciate that. But our square footage went up, and so did our in-store sales. So we are looking at, and it looks like we're going to expand in the spring of next year into a 7,200 square foot building right next to us where we are now. So that will give us an addition, that'll give us almost double the square footage for our retail in store. So we're hoping maybe that will even double our in-store sales from what they are now. But
Does that mean another grand opening?
another grand opening in March next year.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely. And we'll see
Nice.
how long we can get that line. Because last year in June in 110 degrees, people started lining up at 2:30 in the morning.
Yep.
And the line went about a quarter mile down the road
Yep.
all the way to the subway. And
It
people
was it,
stayed in line.
it was a
Obviously,
traffic hazard.
yeah, obviously we could only let so many people in at a time. But people stayed in line all the way. We got through that line at about, what was that, 2 o'clock, Keith? I think it was. You were
Yeah,
there.
I think that's about when the last people in that line came in there. That was pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, and yeah, it was awesome. We weren't expecting that, and we were up literally for 4 days straight. I even rented a hotel room because my house is about 45 minutes from the shop, so I rented a hotel room right next to the shop so I could get a couple hours of sleep in between, just trying to get everything stocked and ready to go for that grand opening. And I remember telling Tate, I hope it's worth it. And then when we were stocking, I saw people start lining up at 2:30, and I'm like, huh? Yeah, it's gonna be worth it. So it was pretty amazing. We weren't expecting that much support, and that was awesome. But the online store, everything continues to grow in store and online. The online store isn't far behind. Obviously, it's open 24 hours, 365, so that always helps. And one day it will take over in-store sales, but that won't change our commitment to all of our in-store customers, all of our Arizona residents. we'll, continue to take care of them with the same great customer service they've always had, no matter if they're an online customer in New York or Florida or, right down the road.
You've got some big names that are that you sponsor that are promoting your shop. Ben Milliken,
Yep.
everybody knows Ben Milliken. Clifford Perch, who's a BASS Elite Series pro. Ty Au, who is a national tour pro. Um, I'm assuming these guys not only help you with your local community, but I'm sure that helps with the online sales.
Absolutely. They do great. They help let people outside of our state and the West Coast know about us. And the biggest thing and the reason why it's worth it to us is it gives us an opportunity to earn that customer so that they can
Yeah.
see what we're about and how we're gonna, have the product they need when they need it and get it to them fast. So that's huge, and especially with them traveling, with our local guys, with Ty and Cliff traveling all over the country, getting to meet people all over and tell them, spread the good news of Copper State. That's huge. Ben, he's always on it. He talks to Ben's great. Anybody that ever talked like that gives Ben a call or sends him a message or sees him, out and about, he will take time to talk to anybody anytime. And of course, he lets them know about us and Sixth Sense. We happen to be the largest Sixth Sense dealer in the world. So that was a great partnership with Ben, obviously. I was pretty ecstatic when we had that opportunity. And we even have some other guys outside of the state, like Garrett Walters, G Money. He's a big Instagram and TikTok influencer. Fish for the Alabama bass team. A lot of people know him because of him and his fiance and his dog. That's their channel. He's been helping out a lot. We've got Joey Bloom in Florida fishing the NPFL. That's on the team helping out. And then of course John Murray in Tennessee
Hmm.
fishing the TW derbies and the opens. So
Yeah.
they're all helping out. And what's excited me the most is most of those guys come to me wanting to be a part of the team, and they understand what we're doing and that we're not just trying to be, another tackle shop. We're trying to help our customers, not just trying to sell them product. We're trying to help them, teach them to be a better angler and have more fun on the water. Because I mean, fishing in general is always fun, but catching more fish while you're fishing is even more fun. And that's what we try to do for all of our customers. And then of course all the tournament guys that come, we try to have exactly what they need and get it to them quick.
Probably the most important thing that your shop does or provides is something that really you can't really sell it, and that is provide information.
Mhm.
I've seen your employees do it firsthand. Um, Seth is a guide for you guys, guides
Yep.
out of your store. But and then your social media is off the hook also. I mean, talk about how all that plays into this, and how the dissemination of information becomes what really makes you the cultural center of Arizona fishing.
So here in the state, guys that we have on the team are the top anglers in the state for sure. At all the local derbies, the West Coast, the one bass stuff, all that stuff. We sponsor a lot of those guys, and kind of how we do it with our team is, when we have seminars, et cetera, they all come together to the shop and help answer any questions. When they come into the shop, they'll just come and hang out and help anybody that comes in. And a lot of customers love that because they'll be watching their YouTube videos. You saw they won a big derby. And for the most part, they're not going to give away all the juice, but for the most part, they help out. They help out anybody that asks, on getting a new setup or how to fish a certain bait, learning new techniques, etc. And I think that is um, something that sets us apart a little bit because we do have really talented anglers on our team that are really they're great teachers and can
Yeah,
show people how to do something, not just say, hey, put this on your hook and throw it out there and you'll catch a fish. That's great advice and all, but there's a lot more to it than just casting it out and waiting for a bite, right? There's
absolutely.
ways of working the bait. There's, certain colors do better at certain times, etc. And our guys are really good about getting that information out, helping out, and that's part of the social media side of it too. We do our best to get that info out, especially we're working on growing our YouTube channel right now. But we get a lot out on Instagram and Facebook about new products we have, how to use them, the setups we're using, how they're working for us in Arizona, and then having, like you asked earlier, having guys on the team that are in different parts of the country, that have different water clarities, different temperatures, fish in different times of the year for they can share that information and help our customers that are in Texas, Florida, back east. So that's been huge for us because we're trying to connect with as many people as we can, and having all those guys on the team, it really helps out to get that information no matter where you're located.
Now, recently, Copperstate Tackle has added the phrase "and marine" to
Yeah,
to the business. You guys are now a boat dealership.
yeah, right there.
I know it.
Copper State Marine and Tackle. We are Arizona's Bass Cat and Camus dealer. And we also provide service. We are certified through Mercury, Suzuki, and Yamaha. We can warranty, hang any of those motors. We're also a service center for Minn Kota and Lowrance, working on Garmin right now. So we're doing our best to kind of be, your one-stop shop for anything for fishing, anything for tackle, boats, service, etc. We have a great team with Joe Potts as our service manager and Robert Kettner as our restoration and rigging manager. So it doesn't matter if you need carpet, restoration to your boat, new grafts, new outboards, servicing, whatever you need. No matter what outboard you got, we can get you taken care of.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Obviously, Ducket Fishing has a presence in your store,
mhm.
and when you told me that you guys were going to be bringing boats in there as the Camus rep, I thought, I've already got a location in that
Yeah,
area. Well, as it turned out, we lost that dealership. And on a day that should have been very, very sad for a boat rep dealer, there was
hmm
actually a spark of hope there. And I think I gave you a call within an hour of learning that bad news, and it quickly turned it to good news. So,
you did.
really excited to be involved there in the heart of bass fishing in Arizona.
Absolutely. I remember you came and you said, "Hey, there's an opportunity. I want if you got time, I want you to check it out." And you brought your Camus down, and so we checked it out at that grand opening, and then you really got me because then you had Earl Bentz, the great Earl Bentz, call me that same weekend. I never expected to have a phone call from him, and so then we got it all set up to go take the tour of the plant and saw an amazing plant there in Tennessee and had a great time. And yeah, and you guys sold me on it's a great boat. It's hard to beat. Great layout. The fit and finish on a Camus is amazing. And you can't beat them. So if you want a Camus, come on down. We got you
Absolutely.
taken care of. Or if you
Absolutely.
have a Camus and you need any service or anything done on it, we're definitely your place. Also, this will hurt Keith a little bit. If you need a Bass Cat,
That's right.
we're the Bass Cat dealer, and we have some amazing Bass Cats. We actually got the new Camuses will be coming next month, right, Keith?
Yeah,
It should
I think
be.
they should be there. They're just about done.
Yeah, and we those boats coming are pretty. We picked out some pretty amazing things, I think, on them, Keith. That took us a little bit to figure it all out, huh? Exactly what we thought would be the best for our customers, but
Yeah.
We got a brand new color dune coming that I haven't ever seen a boat done in that color before. So pretty excited about that.
Going to look great in the desert.
It will, yeah. Well, and that's why we paint all of our houses brown. It matches the dirt. So when you got a nice dune boat, you're not going to see any dirt. It's perfect. But we once those boats come in, they'll be on our website, the copperstatemarine.com. It's the copperstatemarine.com. And you could check them out on there, and then come into the store, and we take you on a test ride and check them out. They're amazing boats. Scooter, amazing fisherman, and runs the largest guide service in Arizona. Runs a Camus, loves his Camus. And then Shane, we just got him into a Camus, and that's coming on that load, and he's excited to be able to start fishing out of a Camus. He came out of a Phoenix, so we're pretty excited about that, growing the Camus team out here in Arizona. Yeah, we're excited. My brother actually bought a Camus, so I'm excited to take his Camus out and see what we can do with it, because it's coming with that 300R, so that's gonna be exciting.
That will
Yeah.
be an experience. That's a big engine.
He
So
can't beat me. He can't beat me in a boat race, though,
no, he
Keith.
can't. Not with that 500 on your
Oh
basket.
yeah, with my Bass Cat Jaguar with the 500R, he's not going to beat me. But
You got to
he's
find
going to be
you got to
close.
find a lake big enough for that engine.
That's right. That's a true story.
So, tackle, boats. Where does Copper State go from here?
Well, we're going into that 7,200 square foot spot right next door to where we are now, that we share a wall with. It was the Advanced Auto Parts. They're closing down all their stores, so we were able to take that over. Getting ready to sign the contract on that. And then, hopefully the plan is in the next 5 to 7 years. So the tackle shop and the marine shop aren't all in the same place. We weren't able to get a big enough building at the time when we needed it to put it all in the same place. So the marine shop is less than a mile away from the tackle shop, which is nice, but it would be better if it was all connected in one spot. So the goal is in the next 5 to 7 years, with our continued growth, that we're going to be able to, move into, buy our own building where we're all going to be in one place, Copper State Marine and Tackle all together, and grow it even more, and continue with our all of our outdoor sales, and maybe expand a little bit into some other smaller areas. That's the plan. We'll see.
Well,
We'll
David,
see
I
how it goes.
appreciate your time today. This is pretty good. We don't typically just highlight tackle shops on this show, but as I said before, this is much more than just a tackle shop. This is a cultural center. This is a center of a solar system, or whatever you want to call it. It's pretty important, and I think that when we look forward and we see Copper State at the national level because of its online presence. You heard about it here first.
There you go.
All right. Take care. We'll
Awesome.
talk to you soon.
Thank you so much, Keith. Have a great one.
If you don't know it yet, there's something big going on in Chandler, Arizona. Copperstate Tackle and Marine is far more than a tackle and boat shop. It is the exact center of the Arizona bass fishing scene, and it's quickly becoming an online store of choice for many people across the country and indeed around the world. They market big names like Ben Milliken, Clifford Pirsch, Ty Au, all recognizable figures across the country. They provide fish catching information via their top-notch social media channels. And they're leaders in their region, sponsoring tournaments, youth events, other activities where anglers congregate. Bass Pro Shops, Tackle Warehouse, Copper State Marine and Tackle's on their way. They just get it. I'm Keith Neiswanger. This is the Bass to Anglers podcast. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you'd like to reach us, please send us a direct message on Instagram at Bass Tour Anglers Podcast. Take care. Be safe. We'll talk to you next time.